Hello, this is going to be a Valorant round review. We're going to be looking at Optic versus Loud. We're going to be looking at the third game and the first overtime round, which is round 25. So yeah, we're going to look at the buys first. So the buys are fairly standard for Pro, honestly. So we got two operators on the Jets. And I think it was actually quite interesting that they decided not to put it on Ye, but you'll see why they put it on Victor just in a second. I think they do actually like to have the operator on Victor on Breeze as well when he plays Jet. Yeah, we're going to look at the... okay, so this is the first part of the round. And you can see that some things have happened instantly. So Pancada has thrown a jet smoke, poison cloud, Viper smoke in the doorway. Crashes has thrown a recon dart at mid to stop these two players from peeking mid. This will be relevant in just a second. They'd have left a bomb at A with a trip. There's also a camera watching elbow. And Ye has a default type of setup for retaking B. So he's going to try and get a kill at this position probably, and then retreat here for a retake. He also has his trap set up on tube, which will also be a bit relevant. And we will play now. So you can see the reason why that this recon was actually really important is because it stops these players from fighting this, and the reason why it's good is because he might catch a player being greedy on this line. So you can see this position, and sometimes it can mean like there might be a player hiding a bit far back from the recon dart, and you'll get a free kill in this position. However, that doesn't happen because obviously it's the best two players at the tournament, or best two teams at the tournament. So I don't think they're going to be making these types of mistakes. You also know Victor's pushing out, because he was like maybe convinced that they weren't there, or if they're hiding, then he's trying to get them. Like one might push up this way because it's the closer angle to this, and he's just trying to find that out, and he found that there's no one there. Then he actually pushes up mid, to try and get a position on this angle. Because if he gets a good angle on this, then he can catch any rotations outside of A or into A. Outside of A or into A. So therefore he's going to be in a very, very strong position. Like for instance, now he could just wait here, but then he sees the drone, and this drone is being done from here, and it won't go, and it won't actually see Victor. But Victor's hearing it the whole time, so he actually made a very good decision to then start walking around this box. Because he knows that if the drone goes over here, he's going to look this way, and he's going to look this way, and he's going to see all of mid. So Crashy is in a good position up here, which also means that if Crashy was seen, they might actually expect someone to be here, because of how far up he might be playing. He might have someone in his like back pocket or something. So they may suspect someone being in this area. So it's good that he hid from the drone. He's also hiding for the drone because if anyone's elbow, he just want to get swung as well. I think he has been seen because of the cam being down. I think he shot the cam at the start, which I may have missed. And you can see that Victor ends up getting the kill, and because he ends up dodging the drone, and then killing Sassy as he repeaked or peeked out after the drone. And I think Pancada actually gets very unlucky here. So you can see he goes aggressive straight away. After that play, to try and catch Victor off guard, and I actually think that he did a good job, but he was very unlucky, and I don't think there's an argument to be made here even with the smoke. I think his smoke was actually good here, even though he stopped him from getting the kill potentially, and because he didn't know that someone could be watching rail, and then Victor could also be there, so the odds are like he might get traded in a 4v5. Which means that it just ends up being a 4v3. And he could just be getting more value by just going somewhere else. So he managed to get past in mid, which is very, very important, right? And he actually does want to take a fight on rail. I actually think this is the wrong play, but he was actually kind of rewarded for it by Optic not playing very aggressive, or not like needing to help Victor, or not feeling like they need to help Victor. Because they're in a 5v4, they don't want to be going aggressive. They've got one kill. They do not want to be going aggressive. They want to be holding their angles, in like close to each other, so that everyone's able to be traded. And for that reason, they're gonna be holding less angles. You can see, right? Crashy's left elbow, Victor left mid. So now there's a lot more angles that Loud have access to that they didn't just, right? So they can't really go into the sites very easily. But what they can do is they can take mid quite a bit, and Optic should be aware of this, right? They completely gave up this area, so they should be expecting people to then start being in this area. But you can see that's not actually the case, which is very, very confusing to me. Especially because, you know, I feel like you should be aware of this, and especially this is also a big part of it as well. This trap dies. No, you actually don't know how many people are there, right? It's just the jet in this case. But if you're any player on Optic, you don't know how many people are there. It could be all. It could be 3 people. It could be all 4. You don't know, right? But to be fair, they did have prior information. There was a cam here, and they also they also know that the Viper smoke was thrown at the start of the round, and that Sova was not going to be playing by himself in mid. So they do know that there were people probably here. In this sort of area, right? But that does not stop them from going up here. It does not stop them from going around here. And I think that, honestly, the map rotations kind of reflect this. There's no map rotation from A, and there's no map rotation from B. They're not concerned. They're just going to play angles on A. I think Marv actually makes a weird decision here to actually push up to the door when he could just be sitting rail. But that's fine. Doesn't actually mean anything. Yeah, he actually spots 2 players here, I think. But at least he knows of 2 players. He knows the KO's there, and he just saw the Cypher, so he knows that 2 people are there, and he would call that, right? And they probably heard Aspas run back here as well. I think they did, which means I can change color because the oh wait, maybe it's just transparent. Why is it so transparent? So the so I had the wrong thing selected. My bad. So they probably heard him run up here. So they know 1 person was there for sure. And then there are 2 people are here, right? So now I've got 1 more person to find. I think I did it right. I just don't think that Victor should have been so unaware here. I think that's the only thing. Actually. Maybe, I'm not sure if he had any updrafts. I need to go back 1. Oops, sorry. He did have no, he didn't have updraft. So maybe he could updraft onto this. Go up here. And then go through mid. Or he could just go with his teammates. I just don't know why they were so unaware. And you see that they actually get down to a 3v3 because of, honestly, mistakes, in my opinion. I don't think Marv is at fault here, really, to be honest, because you don't really expect the operator to still be here. You don't understand. You didn't know who this was. But it could have been the Viper or the Jet, because yeah, he's probably going to be calling out which 2 players are here. So you know that the operator is still... Actually, I don't even know it's an operator. I don't know that they're aware that there's an operator in play on the enemy team. It's the first time they actually see it. So I don't really blame Marv for that. I think it's very unlucky almost. This kill is just honestly just crazy. Yeah, he just misses slightly, and Pancada managed to get a really good kill. He shouldn't really be getting a second one there after his original kill, but he managed to. Crash is in a good position to trade though. And I think Sadhak actually makes a mistake here. He must have flashed this. I can't quite see because the spectator's not here. I don't have like a full replay to have a look at his perspective. But I think he flashed because he's kind of like he's looking at the wall slightly. I think kind of like this. I don't know. The arrow's like this, and you can see like he's not looking at Crashes, but he's definitely in vision. And I think it's very weird because his teammate just died from that angle. So I don't know why he's not looking. Unless there's either a bad play from Sadhak, or it's either Pancard in com where he died from instantly. And I don't think that's necessarily, you know, it's not like a massive like problem. They are like in overtime on like the 3rd map, so you can imagine like you know, that the tension is quite high. They're probably nervous still, even though they are the best players. That, you know, people, there's ability to get nervous. So maybe they're just not playing as good as they could have done, especially because it's overtime. In the actual game, maybe they'd be a bit better than that. And overall, I think that this post-plant positioning is good. Unfortunately, you probably would have wanted the Jet to be planting if they had a dash, but they don't have a dash. So they're just going to kind of leave Sadhak on 40 HP to die, which I think is the better play too. Since you don't have a dash on Jet, this is literally the best play. Unfortunately, he's going to get found out pretty fast and die to the Molly and FNS. Shooting him. So now it's 1v2. It's 1v2, and he has no armor, but he has an operator, right? So if both players land one bullet on him and he lands one bullet on them, he's going to win at 20 HP. So you can imagine, this is actually very winnable 1v2. Because as long as he's able to shoot at a decent timing, like a decent reaction speed to these two players, then he should win, mathematically or theoretically. He's also got post-plant positioning on them, but Crashes also has 2 shocks. And it's also a 1v2, so he can get pressured by 2 players at once, which means that, you know, if Optic play this good enough, then they should win. But it is winnable from LastPass's side. So you can see, first of all, he's going to finesse shoulder peaks this, which is very unfortunate. And he goes for the shot, which is honestly ambitious at best. But he's in 1v2. He needs a miracle. Not really a miracle, but he needs to outplay them in some way, and that could have been it. Didn't get a bullet fired at him, but he got, but he would have got the kill. That would have been really, really good for him. And then a 1v2 where Crashes need to land, you know, 1 or 2 bullets. We'll say 1 or 3 bullets. Depends if it one taps or not. You'll see that FNS actually gets a wallbang here, and that actually is big. The reason being is because, at least theoretically, in retrospect, it actually doesn't end up being big. But that means that Crashes can now land 2 body shots to win, and FNS can also land a response body shot to win. So it means that these 2 players no longer really have to headshot him to no kill him. And now he needs to actually outplay them mechanically to win. And you can see that Crashes just ends up going around the corner, create spraying, and he actually ends up getting the kill with 2 body shots. Actually, it might be an FNS shot that comes through and helps him there as well. Instead of just one, maybe he got 1 body shot, FNS got 2 through the wall. I don't 100% know, I can't see that the replay. You can also see that his shot went a bit up above Crashes. I think he was actually slightly off with his aim. If you want to go back and see. I think he was slightly off with his aim and he was moving. It's just very unlucky, honestly. It's very awkward to operate the op when you're under this pressure. So, no flame to him there. You can see that I think his operator shot went here, and I think he was slightly still moving because his operator doesn't quite hit where he wanted, where he was aiming anyway. So, you know, very, very unlucky. Good try. Honestly, this was a crazy set of games. And I think that basically all the low players played well throughout the series. So, okay, so that's the end of the video. If you like the video, then give it a like, and if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you. Bye.